It's a beautiful morning. I think I'll pull outside for a while and just smile. Just taking some clean, fresh air for
Smooches to everybody. Thanks for coming. This is my first video for this program channel that I have. I figured the first one that I should do is about me and a little background on me, why I decided to do this channel, what influenced me, and those kind of things, and kind of an outline on what I want to do. Anyways, people call me Oma now. That's the name I picked when I became a grandmother, but I was born Deborah. You call me Deb, never Debbie. Don't like that at all. Um, the reason why I decided to do something like this is because, yes, recently there's definitely been things going on that shows us how little regard sometimes we have for seniors and their experiences and their wisdoms that they built up. This isn't going to be a political thing. This is just an observation. And me, now that I'm a senior, I was born 1950s, you know, we're not revered like we used to be in society. The elders of the community were the ones that you went to for advice and wisdom and checked with and, you know, like to communicate with. And I understand that there's a lot of seniors out there that are just like nails on a chalkboard, bitter, angry. Um, you know, I've seen it myself and I understand it. And, you know, there's a lot there of what they're going through in our society that kind of helps them to be that way when you feel like you don't have a purpose. This is going to be one of my purposes. Anyways, in my life, I've had a lot of experiences. You might look at me and think half the things that I've gone through and have done just doesn't seem possible. But by the end of this video, I will go over a list of subjects that I have experiences and I have some background in, and that, you know, we might be able to have a conversation about. Um, then also one of the things that really got me going is a couple of years ago I started watching YouTube channels, the reactions. To begin with, I started looking at some of the reactions for music. Now, my background, I love rock, classic rock. Been to a lot of concerts when I was a young girl. Um, and yeah, the very first one that I watched was a young black couple that hadn't really listened to rock much, if all, or they were just starting to, from their channel, explore that. And I get it, you know, different cultures are raised with certain types of music sometime, and we don't always, you know, unless we've got people around us that listen to that different type of music, we don't really open ourselves up to it, so we're not really knowledgeable. So I am finding that on a lot of these YouTube channels, in particular kids that are young people that like rap and music that I don't know anything about. But if you know, if you've got a song out there that you think will wow me, please feel free to say, hey, why don't you react to this? What do you think about this song? And, you know, I will definitely get to it. But anyways, so um, when I watched this couple, um, the first one that I listened to, or that they listened to that I watched, was Led Zeppelin's Dazed and Confused. Now, I know when that first came out, you know, that was an experience for us in a different way than what it is now. But, you know, in my generation, we went from the cronies type of music, you know, Frank Sinatra, Fitzgerald, you know, Winchester Cathedral type of music, to a more pop sound of the Beatles and the British Invasion, and, you know, it evolved, and you had musicians like Bob Dylan that not only did folk, but they had purpose behind their lyrics as far as what was going on in society, and it progressed. And then you had Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath and bands like that coming out that just Pink Floyd, you know. Um, so to see these young people experience that for the first time, it just kind of brought new life to me and how much I love the music, and actually have grown to love some of the music even more by watching some of these other people. But the things I heard them saying, like they, and this is from what I'm hearing them say, today's music. Not everybody knows how to play the instruments. It's created in studios, and how it's kind of flatlined. One thing that I noticed a lot of people saying when they heard something like this for the first time is they couldn't believe how it would go fast and then go slow, and it just takes you for this ride, and it goes this way and that way, and the music just mixes up, and that's something I hadn't really appreciated or thought about as much as the young people now, because they're experiencing such a different type of music as each generation does, it seems. But so, and in listening to that, I've heard a lot of comments like, say, like a Led Zeppelin concert. Oh man, it must have been, what was it like to go to a Led Zeppelin concert? Well, I'd been there, AC/DC, all those. Or there were references to songs that maybe they didn't understand. What's a nickel bag? What is he talking about? Or, in one song, or even now I started watching reviews, or people watching movies and shows and things like this, and I'm a big Game of Thrones person. So, and I've seen where there's situations or ways of doing things that are in the movies and such that younger people don't get the reference to it or whatever, and I started kind of thinking, well, I know why they're saying this or doing that, or so, I am retired now. I do work. I love gardening. It's not like I have to go to work, but I work for a garden center, so it kind of mixes in good for me. But I still feel like a disconnect in our communities. So I want to do something to kind of reconnect and to without going too far, because I don't like driving anymore. I like being home. But I'm also kind of a spiritual person, and so I wanted to mix things up. Not only will I be reviewing experiences and things that maybe you want to hear about, at the end, I will also I read tarot cards, so I'm going to pull 3 cards, and that reading, I'm not a fortune teller, and of course everything's taken with a grain of salt. This is for entertainment purposes. But what I do is the readings are about what we have to pay attention to in our lives, and what do we take responsibility to make things better. So the reading will not just be for me, but for everybody. If there's something in what I'm saying when it's true, then take it, and work with it. So also trying to figure out what I'm going to talk about each week, and I'm going to do it once a week. I'm thinking Monday mornings I'll start recording. My grandson's helping me with the whole live thing for comments and everything, so hopefully we'll get that all figured out. But I have a little box here that somebody made for me, because I love handmade things. And what I did was I did write down all my experiences, and I wrote them on pieces of paper, and I put them in here. So like I'll pick one today for next week, and if I don't see in the comments a topic that somebody wants to talk about, then I'll pull one again for the following week, and each time I'll do that, unless I see comments, and I'll go over the comments and what do people want to talk about, and what did they need information on that maybe I can help them with. So we'll do that today if I've got enough time. I'm expecting it to be about an hour or so. I want to also go into some of the channels that I do watch, that I've grown to really like these people and enjoy watching them each week, and what it is that I like about them. But okay, where are we at here? I did write myself some notes because I am getting older and I forget. Okay. Okay, so why don't I go over the list of some of my background to let you know what is. Okay, I guess this is the first time I'm going to have to pause and continue on in a minute, because I don't know what I did with my list. It must be in this book. Crazy. That's That's my son's dog that I often watch. He likes to bark. Okay. This is just crazy. Okay, I came to that one, but that doesn't have everything. Hold on a second. Jiminy Crickets. I didn't really, but okay. So anyway, some of the stuff that I've done, of course, I've loved. You know, that's probably the hardest thing in our lives is to really love each other. I've been married, got married later in life. I've been a single mom. I've had the experience of being raped. I don't say that lightly. It's just that's something that a lot of women uh, have been through. I've been in the military, I've been poor, I've had money. I was a teenage runaway, I hitchhiked all over the place, I lived with a psychic, I wrote a book, I read tarot cards and runes, and I also created what's called the augury board, which is a divination tool of casting. I've gone to a good amount of concert, AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, Rolling Stones, Bob Seger, Elton John, The Who, Heart, Rod Stewart, etc., etc. I love rock. Okay, I love doing crafts. I've traveled a good bit in my life. I've been good and I've been bad, and I have grown to love gardening and getting down in the dirt. I've been good, I've been bad. Okay, I love GOT, Games of Thrones. That's been the latest thing that I've just love. And I've watched channels watching. I don't know, it's a little crazy. Um, I've grown to really love reaction channels and some of the people that I frequent. I love movies. I don't know. And that just names a few of what's in that box for me to discuss. Okay, and then talking about the people that I watch on the YouTube channel. I know I wrote some of them down in here somewhere also. I guess I need to get better organized with this. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, because I even, okay. One of the more recent ones that I've grown to really like, there's a young guy, he's from Great Britain, I don't know exactly where. I know he mentioned once listening to Black Sabbath that um, the lead singer of Ozzy Osbourne, that they come from the same town or something like this. Anyways, he's very honest in his approach to the music that he's listening to. He understands it. He's wowed by it. I guess for him, he's the youngest of the generations that I watch. And I just like his reactions. And my favorite one for him was he reviewed Heart's rendition or tribute to Led Zeppelin while they were in the audience for the Lincoln Center's honors. And they did Stairway to Heaven, which is, I love the way they did it. But, you know, he was getting emotional from it, and he admitted to that. He's like, why am I getting emotional? And he's watching, you know, the remaining members of Led Zeppelin get a little emotional, and he was really tuned in. And at the end, he was like, I didn't think I'd enjoy that as much as I did, and it really, you know, was emotional, and you know, wanted more. And I appreciated, you know, female rockers don't always get the appreciation that male rockers do. So he really appreciated Heart in that performance, and I love that. A lot of people have, but for some reason with him, I really loved it. And then there's 97 Till. That's two guys, I guess they were best friends, the same age, I guess they were born 97. They're reviewing reaction channels to GOT, Game of Thrones. And I love the way they communicate and their sense of humor with each other. And they're really smart about what they're seeing and figuring out what's going on. They're connected to it in a way that a lot of people I don't see get things. Sometimes they're wrong, but sometimes a good amount of time they're right. But I love their raw reaction to things, and I love how they're defensive of some of the females that are in that show, particularly Shay you don't watch it, you don't know who Shay is. But I love when someone's being mean to her and they're both like, "Oh, you better leave Shay alone," and they're really connected that way. And I appreciate like big brothers or something. Polo reacts. He, my favorite thing for him was he was listening to Riders of the Storm, a Doors song, and to to me that song is so different than most of the music that the Doors have put out. And Polo understands this music and he's tuned in, and he just he in his reaction and the way he described the song and the feeling of the song, he made me appreciate it more and listen to it more. And it's probably Doors' most intellectual music. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, but it has like jazz almost to it, and but just listening to him react to it was like me listening to that song for the very first time because I saw it in a whole different way. And so I like Polo's reaction. I like the way he thinks about music and what he appreciates and such. Okay, and then this is it. I'm not going to go through all these, but that's three guys that I guess were friends. And I'll have to admit that I thought the one guy was a lot younger than the other two guys that just came up in one of the videos, but it's okay. Yeah, I like that they that they use this as a way to stay. It seems like they live in three different areas maybe, but they keep in touch with this and they are experiencing this together. And they listen to a good variety of music, and I just there's just something about them I like what they're doing. I like what they're reviewing, what they've got to say. I've been watching them from the beginning, as also Rob Squad Reactions. I've watched from the beginning. It's a couple. It actually was him by himself at first, I think. And then she joined in. And what got me hooked is that I love Janis Joplin. This is her tattoo that I had put on, except the guy that did the tattoo, when it was being put on, I kind of was looking the other way because I don't like pain. And I had a picture of her tattoo, and I told him I want it just like hers. Well, when I look at it, it's got red in it. And he's like, well, I thought you need a little color. I just wanted to smack him. It's like, you didn't get it. I wanted it just like hers. But the one thing he did do that was, because you couldn't see the back of her tattoo, so he put a J and a J for Janis Joplin. Anyways, I absolutely love Janis Joplin. And so does Amber, is that her name? The wife. She heard Janis Joplin for the first time, and she just loves her, and it makes me feel so good to know that people still love Janis Joplin, that they're appreciating her music, and get excited and see how much she sang with soul from her toes to the top of her head. She just let it all out, you know what I mean? And I'm just such a big fan of Janis, and it saddens me that she passed so young, but to see a resurgence in some of these channels and thinking, well, more people are listening to her music again, yay, so I really love that too. They have a good way of looking at the music, and I also really loved watching them watch Tom Jones and Janis Joplin do Raise Your Hands. It was, I had so much fun with that. You can't help but have fun when you watch that. So it's a good video. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, so that is that. I want to pick a subject for next week. Here's my little box, and it's got all my little things in here, and I'll just kind of go like this and pick one. Okay, because I added more than what I read out there. Let's see what we'll be talking about next week. So, like in the comment section, if you've got a suggestion that you want to talk about, okay. You probably can't see it because it's got to be backwards, but meditation. Meditation is something that I learned when I was a teenage runaway. I lived with a psychic. I'll talk about Marlene probably several times. So just, what it has done for me from the time I was a confused kid being a runaway to now, how it makes all the difference in my life. So If you've got something you have a question about meditation or something, write it in the comment section. But you can also write in the comment section, and if I do see any, that will be the week after meditation then. So we'll know in advance what we're going to be doing, so that hopefully people can write in questions ahead of time and we can cover things. Because I don't know how this is going to work. If it wasn't for my grandson, I wouldn't know how to do any of this stuff. Okay, and I am going to do 3 cards then for us. Put that back in there. Okay. This deck I've been using for a long time. I couldn't even tell. I think it was called the Renaissance deck, or the Medieval Scarpini Tarot. Yeah, Scarpini. So let me just pull 3 cards. You know, I'll probably look at it like mind, either mind, body, spirit. Okay, let me get that straight. Let's do something for a subject having to do with the way we looked at it from our past, our present, and for the future. Okay. So give us some insight, because that's what we're all about, experiences and insights. All right, so let me just do 3 cards. There's one. Okay. Oh. Okay. Let's do that one. Okay. I don't know if I can. I don't want to mess with the camera too much, but I'll just tell you what I have here. So in the position for the past, I've got 4 swords. I don't know if you can see that. To me, the 4 swords is always a question for me. What am I doing in my time when I don't have anything else to do? When I have a long time, when I have quiet time, am I making the most of it? Because to me, that's the best time to meditate, or, you know, do some review on any issues I'm having. Because if you got a lot of noise going around you, how can you hear spirit's guidance, sort of thing? So that's what's a question for me. Like in the past position, what has that time meant to me? Or if, you know, for you to look at it like, have you learned how to make the best out of that time, and has it shown a difference in your life that you can pull from and maybe use more today? Now, in the present day, I've got 5 of coins reversed. To me, that's also, are you being, you know, do you know that you should be doing certain things in your life, but you're easily distracted, letting other people distract you from it, taking you away from finding the answers or getting it done, or, you know, letting an issue just continue on without doing anything about it because it's easier just to try to ignore it or something. So it's really kind of a call for pay attention to that. If you know there's something you got to take care of, because we all know by now that things repeat themselves. If you don't deal with it, and it's only going to keep showing its ugly little head, you know what I mean? So it's really a question for you now to pay attention to what are those things you are not taking care of, that you're ignoring, especially when you've got time that you don't have anything to do. And if you're not sure what to do, that's a great time to pray or meditate, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so in the future, near future card is the Knight of Coins. To me, he's always like the Marco Polo kind of guy that, you know, if you've got an idea of what direction you want to go in, or you want to do something in particular, you know, get yourself organized. Really look at the situation of what's going on, what needs to be done. Here we go again of using our time wisely, and get ourselves organized. Make lists. You know, check them off. What have I taken care of this? What about that? How do I supply this? Get yourself organized before you start moving forward on a project, to make sure that you know, just like this. I need to, that's a message for me. I need to make sure I'm a little bit more organized, so I'm not sitting here on the camera going, what, well, you know, but I want to keep it real. I don't want to do a lot of editing. I want to, you know, it is what it is, sort of thing. Nobody's perfect in this plant. We all need to work on things. So hopefully that reading will get you thinking about your own life and things that maybe you need to work on or focus on. Okay, and with that, I'm going to close out for the day. And again, watch for me for my next video that will be on meditation. And for now, I have a little thing I want to say before I end my program, or what is this called, channel. I give thanks to all of you for being present here. I pray that you go forward in your day feeling connected. That's the most important thing. We need to get connected in our society, in our communities, in our families. So hope you get moving forward, feeling more connected to all that is around you. Let the light of spirit shine in you, through you, and all around you. Blessed be, so be it. All right, thank you. Have a great day.